The proteinifaction of the world, protein everywhere. It seems there's always a new protein product on the market, and many of them, well, you've got Starbucks and Dunkin', each have a line of protein. Pop-Tarts has a protein pastry, and even Cup Noodles has a protein ramen noodles. Some of them contain whey protein, and the craze has risen the way. I mean, talk about, never mind the muscles being jacked up, the price has 36% over the last year. Before this, whey was an offcut of curds, and it was primarily used as fertilizer in animal feed. It's also a byproduct of the cheese-making process. So, some dairy groups, including Arla Foods, are trying to produce more whey and get in on the protein boom. Keeping up with demand is the problem. Luis Cubel is the CEO of Arla Foods Ingredients. Are you surprised, Luis? Are you surprised that this offshoot, this runnabe is now so popular, that whey is what it's all about?
Good evening, first of all, Richard, and thank you for welcoming me today, this evening here from Europe. We are in many ways, of course, surprised to see what we have seen in the recent, I would say, 2 to 3 quarters of continued soaring prices also in the global market. We see generally a trend where protein is somewhat to be a mega trend. So like you also said, if you go 2, 3 decades back, it was more seen as a feed waste product coming as a byproduct from the cheese. But today also it's clearly a nutritional, very strong product, and then also a product that is required for many consumers today. So as you said, a lot of new product developments coming containing protein, many of them animal protein, many of them dairy and whey ingredients. And that means also that the consumers today are much more focused on what they digest in general.
How much of it is a fad? I mean, to those of us who've been working out for some years, we've always had a protein shake after the workout, and maybe another one at other time. But now I go to the supermarket, protein yogurt pouches. You go to buy a chocolate bar, a protein version. My sort of, I'm a firm believer in the smell test. I'm not sure how you can put protein into large numbers of donuts and they can be healthy and good for you.
No, likely not more healthier, but it's also about consumers and the perception of what they believe are right. I think many consumers are thinking, if I digest something which is maybe not fully correct, then if it's also added by protein, then they're convinced they're doing still something good for their own body, so to speak. But in general, I would say that it should not be focused in these kind of diets. It should be more into the more healthy diets, where in fact, like you said, also milk-based beverages coming from dairy as such, and then being enriched by further proteins. That's clearly some of the elements we see are very strong in this space of health diets as of today.
And then you have, of course, plant-based. You've got all the other variants of protein. In your opinion, and I realize this is how long is a piece of string, in your opinion, sir, what is the most effective protein you can take?
We believe strongly, and also based on science, that in general you will say dairy as such is a superfood, and whey comes from as a waste product from the cheese manufacturing, which is also the dairy category as such. And we also know that there's a lot of good amino acid profiles in whey, and in particular in the high protein products, which are being served into the market today, and also shows that the consumers knows what is right to digest, and that it comes to the favor of whey ingredients, which I said is highly scientific evidence, also that those are likely in the market to be the best proteins.
You've got a problem, haven't you, in a sense, because on the one hand you want to take advantage of a boom or a trend of a rising market, and we're certainly seeing that with the price. But on the other hand, you dare not spend too much money and invest too much, because trends disappear and things can go back to where they were. But even at a higher level, where do you stand on it overall?
Yeah, I think generally we have been standing on being a manufacturer for us as a company for 4.5 decades, that we continuously have focused on new innovation, new investments also. And over the years, we have invested heavily in this part of our business. And we see also peers in the industry doing exactly the same. And that's in favor of over time also to ensure that we get more products to the market as the demand also will grow. not only in the context of the protein trend as such by consumers, but also supporting the increasing demand for the GLP-1 medication.
I'm so grateful you joined us, sir. Next time we'll talk in Denmark. Thank you, sir.